as you can see, that roller is leaking, which means it's bad. These are oil-filled rollers. Almost all of them are, unless maybe you buy some no-name Chinese thing. I already pulled the cover off. As before, when we switched the tracks from the 65 to the 75, it comes apart the same way. But I'll go ahead and show you again. Loosen your valve, and the track will loosen up. Push a bunch of grease out here. And it'll eat your socket. Well, okay. It's not oozing grease yet. It's creaking at me like it wanted to. Everything's more difficult holding a camera, trying to give you guys the shot. I'm here to tell you. I might be pulling the wrong thing. Maybe last time. No? It's supposed to bleed. It's supposed to bleed out of there. No? You're probably pulling the wrong thing. No, I'm not. This isn't like the other one. I forgot Kubota's not like that. So you pull your valve out. Some of them have a little, like a bleeder port almost, but you pull your valve out and it'll start to push out. I try to keep this in there pretty clean if I can while I'm doing this process. Try to catch all the grease if we can. Okay, now there's a couple different ways to do this. You can do that. I was gonna do that without getting on it. See, I just sat on my track and see how it pushed it back. Look how much slack is on that track. Now I can take I was gonna take the excavator and push on it a little bit and try to get it all the way back, because my hope is I can kind of weasel my way, or I can pull that bucket back over, or I can move the bucket over with the excavator, because I've got the mini sitting there. And then you jack up. I usually lift the front with the bucket. Now on the concrete floor, I throw some OSB down on the bucket, and I pick it up with the bucket. That's my smooth bucket. And then I've got 2 bottle jacks that we put under the back. I'm hoping, I don't think it's gonna work. I'm hoping there's enough slack in that track, if I get that idler all the way back, that I can just loosen that bottom roller, get it to drop out, and I'm hoping there's enough slack in the track that I don't have to pull the track off. I'm by myself. I could probably get my wife in the machine to have her run the track, which I'll do that if I can't get it out. But a lot of times, you guys, you don't have anybody with you, so I figured I'd show you trying to do this. Let's get you on the tripod. I know it's probably a crazy view getting you there. Let's get you guys kind of adjusted-ish, maybe. Kind of catawampus. I like that word, catawampus. Let's see. This machine is very low hours, so I'm not even gonna have to push that back with the excavator. As you've seen what I was doing, and I keep my machine clean. So I'm trying to get all that slack to push out and push that idler back. So hopefully we have kind of a little envelope of grease here, and we can get it out without making a mess. if you're careful, you can have a nice little envelope of grease. And get you off there and show you guys real quick. Not a lot of mess. So, I don't know, take a few seconds and try to make it easy on the cleanup, because that's pretty easy, right? Man, that might just probably moved you guys too far. That might just make it to where we can get that out. I guess some more grease came out when I was trying to turn to go over and get the bucket, which is fine because that'll give us more slack in the track. It's not going to hurt anything to leave grease in there, but to me the track's dirt. I don't know. I'd rather just get it out. I can probably, let's see, what size is that? That's bigger than what I got over here. I don't know. I didn't look. I don't know if Kubota has welded nuts on the back. Well, I guess I can probably... No, it's got a bolt that goes in the front and a bolt that goes in the back, it feels like. I can get this in there. Pretty tight. That was not fun. But the DeWalt took it out well, and the idler took itself out. Well, on a side note, so it's sitting on the ground, no jacks required. You can slide a stacked set of 6x6s underneath it to do this repair. So if you're out in the field and for some reason you have a bottom roller, I guess, come apart, or if you're working on your tracks, say a track pops up, you know that you could take two 6x6s and or two 6x6 blocks as a side, and you could release your deal and you could throw them underneath the machine, and that's what would fit under a machine. It doesn't have tons of room, but it has enough room. It's got, you know, 3/4 of an inch to slide up underneath there. So, and then throw your bucket on the ground, pick it up. You could get the track off, you could get the bottom rollers off, and then you could get everything else off. So just a little side note, I'm gonna go get the part tomorrow. All right, well, I got my new roller from the dealer. It's a factory roller, and it does look like, I guess so you could probably rebuild this if you could get the seal. It looks like you take the snap ring off and you probably pull this section off, and then there's a seal here, but it does have a Allen plug. It's got a little pipe plug in there that you could refill that with oil if you put a new seal in it. So if you had one in the casting, all the casting part wasn't worn down or anything, and you just had one leaking like I did, it was 270 hours, you could probably just put a new seal in that. Anyways, but I figure we'll just get to it. So get you guys adjusted here, maybe, kinda, sorta, All right, and we're just going to do a repeat of yesterday. We're going to fire the machine up. I have two 6x6s on each side, and all I do is up here on the front is I've got a piece of OSB, and that's a smooth bucket. I tilt my bucket about like that and lift it up, and I made it to where I could get inside there. What I'm going to attempt to do is sit that in there. I've got to do it by myself, and I'm just going to let the machine down, get back out and look at it, let the machine down, and I'm going to try to let it down to where it's almost on that lip, and then maybe I can get in there with a pry bar and lift it up and get the bolt started, because I don't know if it sits on the lip, the holes might not line up. So anyways, we'll get started. I've got both bolts almost all the way in. I'm just going to let it all the way down now. Okay. And it does seem like, with it sitting on that lip, look at that. That's a pretty well made part. It's sitting on the little lip that's cast into it, and I can pull the bolt out. It's nice and aligned. It's machined right. I mean, good part. So you take your valve that you took out, and you just put your valve back in. Start it first. Don't Andrew Camarada it. I seen him putting one in, and I was literally yelling at him. I was like, Andrew, stop, stop. He was putting it in with an impact. Don't do that. Hand start it, run it in with a ratchet. It doesn't need to be tightened up with an impact. Maybe for a lot of views, but, and it doesn't have to be incredibly tight.